What's going on today in America? With the messenger of thought on knowledge. Welcome to another episode of Consciousness. Tonight, we're going to be all over the place. A lot of stuff going on in America that I kind of wanted to cover from a conscious perspective. I thought maybe the country could use a little truth from an individual that's not out to make a name for myself, build a channel, do likes and shares and stuff like that. I thought I would do a video from my youngest son, my whole family, because we do need to take a look at the challenge up ahead, systemically and socially and fiscally speaking, in the United States. It started during the Trump administration, during Trump's second term, and we need to remember that he went against the grain, I believe, twice, signing two relief packages into power on behalf of we the people, get money out there, as well as get another term. Again, we need to accept that also politics is a business. It's a competition, and certain things are done for both sides of the tracks. We the people, their political career. That's what we want in this country, right? I don't think so, not anymore. Congress did not like that. And as a matter of fact, which Congress, they are lawmakers, which they did. They are lawmakers, went to Supreme Court, filed a complaint. The Supreme Court was complicit with Congress's complaint, stripped and revoked Trump of his executive rights until he transitioned out of his seat in an unconstitutional fashion. I want to remind the viewer that the job of President of the United States is not only to make orders and be president, but also set a precedent throughout the entire government that we are doing what we are doing for the people. This is the United States. This is what we are supposed to be doing in terms of government. Well, that's not what Congress wants now. Congress wants total power. If Congress did not want total power, Biden would not be in the Oval Office. We all know that he is not the character for president. We also know that many presidents before Biden and Trump as well never had the complete set of characteristics that a proper strong leader needs to lead a a government of this magnitude, and a government of this construction. We needed the whole package. Leader, courageous, honest, strong, fearless, sometimes fearful, completely and 110 transparent with the people. Military, scientific, and every other form of experience, academically speaking, as well as socially speaking, as well as military speaking. The whole package. And this should have been non-negotiable, but again, we also need to bring the blame to the table in a very mature and responsible fashion. Again, human error. And again, right now, that human error ended up landing us in a position of basically now experiencing before our very eyes a hijacking of our democracy. Because we need to also go all the way back to the beginning. Again, this kind of power, without that kind of great responsibility, strong leadership to maintain that responsibility, to ensure that that power doesn't skewer out of control, ended up happening. So now that we covered that, what has to be done is somebody, hopefully, this is the one way it has to be done, hopefully isn't completely like everyone else around them, stepping up and doing something under the table to try to straighten this out. And it needs to be more than one person. Number two, under the constitutional amendments right now, due to the fact not only in Buffalo, Massachusetts, 10 people are dead in supermarkets, scattered across the country, thousands of people are being killed because people are hungry, poor, homeless, can't feed their kids, starving, etc. Jobs are being taken across the spectrum. Lawful assembly is up to be organized in every community and state across the country. This is a situation, there's a crisis situation if we just look at the information displayed at our disposal. And if you are watching this and this hasn't happened to you yet, this is going to happen to your state and your home pretty soon. Again, lawmakers has kind of taken their power to the fullest extreme. Because again, people with that kind of power, not only without great responsibility, maintaining that democracy or whatever kind of sentiment and founding that the country has been founded upon, it's also their responsibility too. But now that the power has finally, skewed out of control and they're power happy people, it's going to get worse from here, as well as they're going to start, as they have already, just throwing things in our face, letting us know, hey, we took the power. And we have every facet of government in our pocket. They have the Supreme Court in their pocket. They have the Justice Department in their pocket. They have numerous governors in their pocket. They have numerous judges in their pocket, federal and state and local level as well. They have the entire culture of policing in this country in their pocket, because they exchange that for militarized policing. Now, comments on the $33.3 billion in relief money going to Ukraine. That is not going to Ukraine. Here's one of two things that is used as an excuse to use $33.3 billion of our tax dollars. Might make that very clear. We're paying for this to sink their money into their political donors, their political owners, our own military, sinking more money into militarizing every asset and every facet of policing and army reserves, to an extent where, again, without that leadership being in the culture of policing too, again, the Justice Department really doesn't have any real leadership. It's just tyrannical leadership, again, because we also need to remember, with this happening, this is a Machiavellian system. I know most of us know that, but for the ones that haven't really figured it out yet, this is what we're under. They're going to do whatever they want to do. And it's up to us in every community across the country now to start lawfully assembly and governing our own families and our own cities. We don't have any leadership right now, if you disagree with this video. We have ownership. And this ownership is very violent and racist, may I add, and remind my viewer. They don't give a fuck about no one. Which also leads me to my response on the police shooting to kill, because they were told to shoot and kill. Again, you don't have leadership. You have ownership. And if we the people decide that we don't agree with this, they're just going to start killing everyone. All colors, cultures, and creeds. But the Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, white American people that own bits and pieces of their companies, corporations, conglomerates, every single aspect and department of the labor and workforce, every other aspect of law enforcement and law and order, they're fine. That's not democracy. That's not American. So I'm going to leave the viewer with this video, and if you don't agree with it right away, just keep it in your phone, guys. We're going to have to figure out ways to get our families and our communities past and over this.